Hi guys, I'm a Cyber New Type, and this is my review of the 144 scale high grade Gundam AGE-1 normal. Alright, so before I get into the review, I want to give a shout out or a thank you to the people who subscribed to my channel so far. I think right now I have 16 subscribers, which isn't like a huge number or anything like that, but I really appreciate that. It's just nice to know that there are some people out there who enjoy my videos, to think that they're entertaining or informative, or maybe a little bit of both. So once again, thank you guys. You guys have superior, splendid taste when it comes to YouTube reviewers, and I promise my videos will only get better in the future. Alright, so let's take a look at the kit itself. Here it is. This kit has been fully painted. Well, that's a lie, it's not been fully painted. I used stickers for the knee parts, for the inner chest, and for the eyes, and the gun. I just used all the stickers it came with. I didn't feel like masking. But other than that, this kit has been fully painted. I just went with the pretty much stock colors. I pretty much stuck with the stock colors, the red, white, blue, yellow, and gray. An interesting thing I did with this kit was I used these new, let me move this for a sec, these new Gundam color paints. These are the new Mr. Hobby paints. This is the new line. Previously, if you used any of the Gunzy Mr. Gundam color paints, you're probably more familiar with this kind of bottle. This bigger bottle has been discontinued now, so this is the new line of Gundam color paints, UG instead of CG. As you can see, these bottles are smaller, but the paint has been, I think it's pretty much the same, but supposedly it's been reformulated. I don't know, but I like it. I found these colors were the perfect, the perfect colors. I just used them straight up. The white, this white is like the perfect Gundam white. It's a little bit of gray, but not too much where, it's like off-white or something like that. It's like perfect Gundam gray. The yellow I thought was a little bit too yellow, but the other colors I thought they were fine. This gray is actually a metallic color, which I use for the joints and the weapons. So that was really cool. It came out really nice. I did mix a little bit of sky blue with the blue to give it a lighter, more cartoonish look to go along with to go along with the overall kind of color palette of the show. It being like more of a kid-friendly show, I think it came out pretty well. I'm satisfied with the work I did on this kit. The paint job came out pretty decent. Anyways, for colors, straight out of the box, you get pretty much the whole kit is molded in its correct colors. The only thing I did notice, and this kind of bugged me, is because I'm a stickler for getting the kits to be anime accurate, getting all the colors to match. The only thing was that this part of the handguard, I believe, is supposed to be gray. Yeah, I see in the instruction manual here. Let me see if it'll focus. See the back part, that little round part, is supposed to be gray. And I missed that, and I didn't feel like going back and repainting it. But that's about the only thing that's, not in the correct color. So you don't really have to worry about this. If you're not a painter, then you don't have to worry. You can just put this kit together, and it'll look pretty much just like this, which is not bad. And if you're like a beginning painter, or you're like looking to start painting your models, this is a good one to start with too, because the color separation is just excellent. You don't have to mask a single thing unless you want to do that back of the hand thing. But if it's not going to kill you that you didn't do the back of the hand thing, then you don't have to mask a single thing. Alright, now let's take a look at some articulation. Let's start with the head. The head can go 360, as you can see. This neck, a collarbone, I don't know. This thing gets in the way a little bit, but it doesn't stop the head from moving. The arms can also go 360. You have to move them in the back because of the spoiler here on the back. The race car spoiler kind of gets in the way, but it's not a big deal. And they can move in and out because they're on this kind of pivot. They have this pivot mechanism. The arms can go up about this high, which is pretty good. That's a good range. They bend. They're double jointed, so you can get a full, pretty much flush bend like this. And bending backwards, this is how much they can bend backwards if you're interested in pulling off some awkward pose like that. They rotate just below the shoulder too, a full 360. Oh man, this guy's in a really awkward position. There we go. The hands are on a ball joint. That's pretty standard. The waist. The waist can go 360. You can do some creepy horror movie stuff. I feel like I put the front skirts and the back skirts like I put them on wrong. Like this is supposed to be the back and this is supposed to be the front. I'm not sure. It's too late now. And the waist can also move up and down. It's on a ball joint actually. Let me show you. Yep. So you got some nice movement in the waist here. You can look up, can look down. It's great. The front skirts, they are together, but I believe you can separate these if you want to. There you go, up skirt. The side skirts are on a ball joint, so you get a huge range of motion with these. Let's check it out. And the back skirts are together, and I don't think you can separate these. Well, at least not that easily. Another cool thing is the thruster here in the back, on the spoiler. This can also move. You can get a little bit of movement out of this. I mean, not much, just pretty much up and down, but it's a pretty nice effect. Now the legs. Hiya! You can get them to go about that high. You can do a split. Check it out. This kind of articulation was unheard of 10 years ago. Well, at least in high grades. You can go up that high. The knees are double jointed, so you can get a pretty good bend. The foot, you can also get a nice 360 out of that. The front guard for the foot is also jointed, so you can get some motion out of this too, which is very nice. And that about does it for articulation for the Gundam AGE-1 normal. Now let's move on to accessories. You do get a hole in the butt, and you get a little piece here, let's see if it'll focus, to plug it up so you won't be exposing your junk. What an awkward pose. It's like sassy Gundam Age. You do get a shield. The shield is very nicely detailed, 3 pieces. You get the blue piece, the white piece, and this back gray piece. Look at that metallic. I really like that metallic gray. It's like a gunmetal-ish color. Awesome. And you get a, it's kind of like a slot. Here, let me see if it'll focus. Why isn't it focusing? The shield attaches by the slot onto the arm like this, right here in the groove. Whoops. I find that it doesn't go in very well and it pops out sort of easily. It doesn't just fall out, but when you're moving it around, if you're not pushing it inwards, it can fall out. So just be careful with that. I can get, you know, a full 360 out of that. There is no there's nothing for the Gundam to hold on to like the RX-78 where there's a hand grip on the bottom. There's nothing like that on the shield for the Gundam AGE. It just mounts on the arm. Also, in terms of accessories, you get an open hand, and the wrist is kind of bent on this open hand, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of dynamic. Of course, you get the Dodds rifle. Is it Dodds or Dots? Anyway, you get the Dots rifle, which can actually, you can change the look of it. You can have it this way. Or you can have it like this. Which is pretty interesting, have the scope on the side or have the scope on top. And there is a handle that comes out here too. So you can hold it in one hand and also grip it with the other hand. It only really works when it's in this position though, with the scope on top and the handles out to the side so you can grip it with the other hand. There are some pictures of it holding the Dots rifle like that in the slideshow, so you'll be able to see that in full action. And lastly, you get 2 beam saber handles, which go here on the sides. Now they stay in pretty well. Let's give it the shake test. They stay in pretty well. I find that this one wants to come out sometimes, but not without, you know, a little bit of effort. And you get clear pink parts for the beam sabers. You get first off, you get 2 shorter blades. These are for the dagger, which is a really nice addition. The Exia was missing this when it came out, and it was the first, you know, the title suit from the high grade 00 line. So I was a little worried, like, I hope they don't skimp out on us again, you know, with the new series. But thankfully they didn't, and they included the short blade beam daggers along with 2 blades for the regular beam saber. Interesting thing about these beams is that they have the flat connection here, so you can use these with your 00 series high grades. And now if you had the Exia and you were disappointed that you didn't have any GN daggers, now you do.